had such a lack of motivation the last few months because I basically have to save up to move to Dublin just to begin doing open mics. Get an apartment, figure out a way to make enough to stay there because there's absolutely nowhere to start where I live. I had and still don't have an idea how I'm going to make it happen, but I will because I want it so much more than anything else in life. Bernie Mac, nice. Bill Burr, George Carlin, Patrice O'Neill, good choices in there, man. Bernie Mac, I ain't scared of you, mother. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Like you said, if you want it bad enough, yeah, make it happen. Find a way. You don't always have to know the how. You just need to know that you want it, you know. And I think you've already got to the point where you've said yes. And what I mean by that is sometimes you've got to say yes and figure out the details later. It's very easy to be like, oh, what about this? What about that? I don't know how I'm going to do this. And maybe this. And I should know, what about da-da-da-da? Sometimes you're just going to say yes and figure it out as you go along. And I think you've got to a point, it sounds to me at least to me, that sounds at least to me anyway, that you've got to a point where you've said yes. And it's just now, okay, I don't know exactly how it's all going to work. You just know it's going to work somehow, you know. And yeah, man, that's keep that, man, keep that, because there's times where it's going to get scary, where you don't know how you're going to pay your rent, you know, you don't know how you're going to eat, you know, you don't know where the next whatever's coming from. It could get that bad. It could get that bad. But here's something else as well. Money is the one commodity you will always have enough of, and that's not to say that it's always going to be easy. You're always going to have like money to spend here. You know, you might not. It could get very, very rough. But you figure out how to make things work in the sense that, I don't know if you've already done this. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But one of the things that I learned to do, and continually have to learn to do, is to purge. And what you know, to get rid of things that no longer serve you, and that could be when it comes to food, you know, right? Certain foods that no longer serve you, so you cut them out. And that way, you're not spending so much money on food anymore, and that's a way of saving money. Or when it comes to places where you go to, you're not going to go to every single place that you get invited to because, you know, one, it doesn't serve you anymore, like where it's the nightclubs and all the parties and stuff. So you miss things that no longer serve you. Again, ways of saving money there. Other things for people who maybe, if you're a smoker, it might be to cut out cigarettes, or you know what I mean. Just things that no longer serve you. You learn to cut them out, and you find that when you do that, you save money in areas where you're spending money you don't need to be spending, and that helps you to keep the rent paid, and keep a little food in your stomach, and to keep you getting to the clubs, you know. So these are examples, by the way. It doesn't necessarily have to be exactly that, but just things along those lines. I only worry about making money because it's necessary. I want to do it because it's my passion. I would rather make $1,500 a month doing what I love than make tons of money at a job I don't care for. Indeed. Now, I 100% agree with that, man. 100% agree with that. Yeah. As much as possible, try to only ever do two things in your life, or two things that fit into two categories in your life. That's the things that you enjoy doing, yeah, and then the things that facilitate the things that you enjoy doing. So in the beginning, you might not make money from, say, the comedy, right? You might make a living from the comedy. That's fine. It is what it is. It happens to most people. But okay, I'm gonna have to adjust something later. I just realised. Oh, of course, because it's okay. Never mind. That is what it is. So in the beginning, you're probably not going to be making money from the comedy, so you might have to get a job, or you might have to do something else for the cash. When you're looking for a job, or when you're looking for something to do to earn money, try not to apply for the jobs that pay, you know, a ton of money, like the jobs that pay, I don't know, 50 grand a year, 30 grand a year, even if you're qualified to do those jobs. And the reason why I say that is because jobs that pay, say, more than 20,000 a year, what you might find is that the demand and the expectation from those jobs is usually fairly high. You know, right? And what I mean is that the more responsibility the job gives you, the more it takes you away from your main passion, right? So look for jobs that pay you enough to get by on. Even if it's not a whole lot of money, as long as it covers, say, your rent, you know, get paid for some food and stuff like that, you know, gives you a little extra cash here and there to do the things you need to do, then yeah, you're doing okay. You know what I mean? Once you start going to jobs that pay, you know, 25,000 a year, 30,000 a year, you know, then you might find that the expectation for those jobs have is it gets higher and higher and higher. Because let's be real, nobody's going to pay you to do nothing, right? Nobody's going to pay you to do nothing. And the more a job pays you, the more responsibilities you have. And the more responsibilities you have, the more of your time it takes up, the more of your energy it takes up. And then when that happens, the more it takes you away from the reason you even have a job in the first place. And when that happens, and I can tell you this firsthand, it is just miserable. It is just miserable because you're making money, sure, and you're doing okay that great, but you'd have no time to spend it on the things that you enjoy. You'd have no desire to spend on the things you enjoy because you're so tired all the time. And your energy when you do have time is so low that you just end up not doing it anyway. You know, so it's just negative. So in all honesty, it's better to earn less, as long as you know as long as you can earn enough from your job to pay your bills or whatever. But it's better to earn less than to apply for these jobs that pay X amount of money and they end up being miserable. So yeah, agree. It's yeah. Show me what you got.